Hello, and welcome back. How's it going, everyone? Let's see, Leo, hello, but you're apparently not here right now, so hello for whenever you get back. And Adabo, how's it going? I believe that I have Twitch running too. I mean, I guess we'll find out if anyone pops in on the Twitch side of things and says hello. But it does appear to be working. And yeah. So we are working on Snowtrax again today because, well, I really want to get this done. I know some of you... Oh, that's going on there twice. What if I do that? There we go. Alrighty. So, finally have the chat popping up in the corner. Probably could be bigger, but I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this all out. So, if it needs to be bigger, let me know. I'll fix it probably for next time. Ah, thank you, Leo. So, I was sitting there working on stuff which you can't really see at the moment, but you will be able to see if I come back in here and do this. I started working on putting in some roads on my map. There we go, like that. And I figured instead of just sitting here doing this by myself all night long, well, I might as well invite you guys to come along and watch, right? So, we got some roads. I'm going to have to go back in, and I'm using the road architect for the... Hopefully, I'm going to actually get it to work correctly. But after I'm done, I'm going to convert everything to not be road architect because I have had issues with that in the past whenever you go to reload stuff. So, some of the things like these intersections here that are all messed up, we'll go in later and get rid of, clean that up after we convert this to not be road architect. As always, if the music is too loud or anything, let me know. Otherwise, we're just gonna roll with it. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and... Okay, we already have asphalt over there. Lady C, I know you can't hear me. If you watch this later, maybe you'll hear this, but appreciate you helping me out with watch hours. Always appreciated. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to come in here and take asphalt 2. Mike, I have not been somewhere to have pickles, but I will be somewhere tomorrow. And I believe Lady C is actually going to be there, so she'll be able to confirm if I do eat a pickle, or at least a bite of pickle for you. Yeah, Ada, I like to just have a little bit of background music just for when I'm not talking that there's something there, but it's literally just that, just background music, so sounds like it might be the correct volume. So I laid out this section of road with Road Architect, and now I'm going in with the terrain painter. Mike, I don't know if you can just keep adding more every time we chat. I don't know if it works that way. I'm pretty sure every time we mention it, you just keep adding more and more numbers to that. Mr. Volvo, how's it going? I am doing pretty good. Stomach was not feeling great earlier today, but it's doing better now, and I figured I should just jump in here and do some streaming. the Mad Hill Climb map. Oops, I accidentally clicked over there. So here, let's go ahead and hit save on this. Close out of here. So the hill climb starts over here, and as Lady C says, there's the dog that we said would be added to this, and also added to the top. So we'll give you a little preview of where this ended up. Ooh, I gotta turn that game volume down, at least in my ears. Hopefully it's good for you guys out there. Came into that pretty slow. So there are definitely some spots on this that you'll need to slow down on. I tried to make it like you see that that's banking to the right, you know it's turning to the right at the top. So that dog is actually, so I know Lady C in real life, and that is based off of Lady C's dog Willow. So Willow, she is officially in the game. So this track is actually called the Mount Willow Hill Climb. And then we're going to do a spawn point at the top, which would be the Mount Willow Deadly Descent. Because I can tell you that going back down this thing is even more dangerous than going up it. Whee! Oh no! Well, I stayed up on top of the hill, so that's something. So, yeah, definitely some rough areas on this. There'll be some rough racing, but and then a little tip or trick for any of you whenever this goes public, which hopefully we get this finished and it can go public. You can actually come right up here and drive right along that, and that's faster than slowing down. But if you carry too much speed, you'll go off right there after that ice. Mr. Volvo, I expect that after we get this, after I get this completely finalized, that we'll get this up on random server at least one Saturday. And there is another Willow. And Mike, I like that if I do good stuff, you take away some of the pickles. And howdy, cheese dude. So the other thing is coming back down this. Like I said, it gets even more treacherous. And I'm going to wreck right off the top, so let's try that again. Start off a little wide instead of what I was just doing. But yeah, so this was definitely made to go up, and going down is just I know people will do it, so I'm going to put a spawn point there, but going down is definitely treacherous. And that's why it's going to be called the Deadly Descent. To let people know, hey, you can go down this, but you do so at your own peril. Whee! I do really enjoy drifting that turn, though. So, Mike, you bet I crash. Joke's on you, I crashed before you even sent that on my screen. Woo! On the two wheels. What would I say is the most underrated car in BeamNG? Oh, underrated is tough. The 9 got some love when it first was released, but then no one uses it anymore, and I think the 9 is an absolutely beautiful vehicle. I don't know. I mean, it's tough. The errata, I think, is underappreciated by a lot of people as well. Vivos, so it depends in the group you're in, because like before the Sunburst remaster, like the recording group, that's pretty much what everyone used for everything was the Vivos. So, but there are some people that just never use it, or oh, I forgot it turns this way. There we go. Saved it. There we go. And if someone wants to let Lady C know that I'm going to eat less pickles because I added Willow to the map, I think that would be, I think she'll appreciate that. The amount of things you can do with the Vivos makes it like it so much. Absolutely. So that is what we worked on last stream. I also worked on this outside of the stream. And let's go ahead and put this here. Alright, can I come in here and do... Oh, all this stuff is on top of everything. You know what? We can just do this. Engine empty. So this is the other thing that I had worked on off stream. A soapbox track. And you see that line there. I'll explain that line in a little bit. So this map is definitely going to be a lot more interesting in multiplayer than it is just running single player, obviously, as most soapboxes are. I tried to have some parts that narrow down, tried to have some wide turns, some narrow turns, some sharp turns, some big sweeping turns. This little jump area, which I don't know, we're going, I got a little bit of air underneath that. But it's going to be a whole point of how much do you brake to make these turns, how much do you slide. And then I made a nice little straightaway here, but if you want to pass people, you gotta, well, good luck, because there's trees in the way. So I figured this could add some chaos in multiplayer, trying to dodge the trees while trying to pass people, especially with the draft. That's a big thing with, you know, if you have the draft on, you know, you get to really, you know, throw a wrench into things, you know, make it a little more exciting. So it's funny that you say that there's something called skill, not to be rude. I know I lack a lot of skill. So funny, Mike, that you say that some people try to drive uphill, because I did put a spawn point down here that I said, okay, well, what's the opposite of a soapbox race? I'm like, well, opposite of soap, I don't know, dirt. What's the opposite of box? I don't know, bag? So I do have a dirt bag hill spawn point as well, which puts you down at the bottom, and then you could then drive up it, which I will show you. Well, let me put the engine back in here. Actually, I'm going to just respawn this car because I think there are some other things in there. Alright. Oh, you want to see this go up this with the Vivos? You know what? Yeah, I could do that. We'll go with the gravel rally, replace current, and I still have all the recording stuff on here, so I can put... Oh, that's my original livery. You know what? We'll go with my original livery. So, I don't know that I've done this going uphill with this car, but we'll give it a try. Should work well. But then it becomes much more of a, not quite rally type circuit, but a little bit. Mike, I should be streaming on Twitch. If you want to go onto Twitch and see, and then let me know if it's working, and if you send a message on there, it should pop up on my screen, and we'll all be able to see. Oh, yeah, Ashmaker helped me set up my settings to get the multi-stream and the multi-chat on my stream. At least, theoretically. It is working. You're on Twitch. Nice. Now, the downside is I don't get any money from Twitch. I would get a few bucks from YouTube. So, guess you need to get me enough followers or whatever on Twitch to try to change that. But figured, and there's the finish line for going up, because you're not going to make it all the way up to the finish line off that. So Mr. Volvo is the one that's watching on Twitch. Okay, great. But yeah, so new thing, you know, me doing the multi-stream back on the, well, newish again. But yeah, this is also a fun track and a very different track, driving down with an engine. A lot more drifty. Once again, you can use the little wall there. Oh, Mr. Volvo, I'm sure there are cars that can get all the way up, but most cars cannot. So I put another finish line just so that if you're racing in the majority of cars that can't make it all the way up, you still have a defined finish so that you could not argue with your friends over who actually won. Oh, what's the funny idea? If it's good, maybe I'll do it. And if it's easy, maybe I'll do it. If it's hard or bad, I probably won't do it. Either because I can't or I don't want to. We'll find out. I always come in way too hot when I'm using the engine going down this way. Off-road VVOS. Ooh, that thing burst into flames there. Yeah, good off-road VVOS. You need really good traction. That's the key for that top part, because it is definitely steep. Tiny road at the top of one of the mountains that just yeets you off a hill. I think I probably will do something like that at some point, yes. And Gav, how's it going? Oh, so Gav. So if those of you that don't know Gav, first of all, you should. He's much bigger than me. But Gav, I took inspiration from you, and I added a soapbox. Track to my map. So. And yeah, Gav, Ash helped me out, so I now have the YouTube and Twitch multi-stream going on. Alright, so I'm going to get back to doing a little bit of work on this, and then we can get back to showcasing some stuff, and then adding some new stuff, but I do want to get some things accomplished here. So yeah, Gav, I have a hill climb, I have the soapbox, I also have the reverse soapbox, which I'm calling the dirt bag, because opposite of soap is dirt, opposite of bag kind of is box is kind of bag, which would be going back up that hill. All sorts of stuff. Now I'm throwing in some roads to connect it all, and giving... Oh, I became a subscriber. Thank you. Appreciate it. Trying to give the road architect another go here and get roads between everything. So, yeah, Lady C, right now we're working on all of these roads, and this is what the final roads will look like. You know, snow-covered, potholes, etc. But we're putting in roads connecting all the main tracks. It won't be all of them, but it'll be all the main ones. Like, I'm not going to... This one here will take us all the way down to here. And then you could drive down this and across this dirt road to get over to this track. So it won't take you all the way down to the start line, but it is connected. But the luge, I'm not bringing something all the way up here because that I don't think that's going to work. I may bring a road over to the edge of the lake, which I did make the lake. Oh, these are back. I gotta get rid of that. May bring it over to the lake, and I did make the lake flat and wide open, so if you want to do a ice demolition derby, that'll be a possibility. So maybe we'll pull a road from here that goes, we'll have one here that goes over to the figure eight, and then we'll have one that comes back over to that lake. But right now, we are making all of this asphalt. I had laid out a path in rocky snow originally, and I decided to come in and actually put in real roads. Go with asphalt, and then I need to go and adjust all the decal layers. And, you know, they, with the decal layers, get them, you know, looking correct and split some of them so that they can go far enough and all that stuff. Race across the lap. Maybe a section that is broken to catch cars. Tarmac. Tarmac, asphalt. Maybe some of it's concrete. Well, this stuff is asphalt because I'm the one that's putting it in, and that's what I'm calling it. And technically, the material right here is asphalt too. So, even the game, and I didn't name it that, even the game agrees with me. Lake. Oh, race across the lake. That could be fun. I do want to do some more stuff with the ice. And one person has suggested an all-ice drift track. But I feel like I don't know enough about drift tracks to be able to make a good one. Oh, there you go. Now we're learning Danish. Alright, so almost have this. Oh, I'm going to have to come back in and smooth all that. Tell you what, doing this, I knew map making was time consuming. But man, I have so much more respect for Spieler. You know, you look at like some of his like Lake Farso or some of the other ones and just the amount of hours. Now granted, he's going to be a lot faster at this than me because he's been doing it a lot longer. But the amount of time that he puts into that stuff is just astronomical. And it shows because he has really good maps. But I have to say, I am very, very proud of this being my first public map. I had started a couple maps and then usually had issues with the road architect and gave up. But I think I'm doing pretty decent, I think, for this being my, you know, my first real map, my first public map. Lake Farso's most normal map. Yeah, he has a few normal ones, and then he has a lot of the wild crazy ones as well. And I think the wild crazy ones are actually easier for him to make because a lot of it is just various assets that he just pieces together. He doesn't have to go through and do all of this detailing on roads and then buildings and all that stuff. Exactly. Hey, Random, how's it going? All of you guys that don't know Random, go check them out on Twitch and YouTube and like and subscribe and do all the things for them. They made the race manager that, well, you can join in with Random's live streams on occasion, and also you can see it on some of Neil and Komodo's videos. And you know what, Random? I didn't even notice that you put in there, I should be proud. You should be proud, Random, because you made probably the most impressive mod, maybe outside of BeamNG, for BeamNG. Oh, I know why this is still all... I gotta go back to the road architect tool. Select this road, and then come back down to terrain. Where terraform control, and do that. There we go. And then bring it back. Okay, so now I can get rid of that and come back into here. In case you're curious why, like, BeamNG has these, like, transition things next to all the roads, it is because when you paint a terrain, which is actually, like, what, you know, whether it's snow, dirt, mud, asphalt, racetrack, BeamNG does that at, like, this is the smallest patch you can put in. And obviously, it doesn't always look great. So they cover it up with those transition pieces. So we got arguments between the Sunburst and the Vivos as to which is best. That's a tough one. Both pretty darn good. Alright, so before I go through and... you know what, I can... Oh, did I not add that to this road? Road architect tool. This, come down to layers. Add a layer. And here, I can put this over here so you guys can see that layer is going to be 25. And we are going to make that snowy asphalt road. And then we're going to add another layer. Make that 25 again. This time make it -1. And once again make it snowy asphalt road. Now, give it a moment because it takes forever. Now we have the look of snow on top of the road. And we're going to follow along this until, there we go, it stops there. Need different trees occasionally. So the problem is the only trees I have that are snow covered are the Douglas fir. Any of the other ones look out of place if you have some snow cover and some not. So that's why they all look like that. Maybe at some point I'll find more models and, you know, put it in myself. But for now, that's why. All right. Where's road architect? Road 5. And this will be this one. snowy asphalt road. We'll come in here and we will split the roads. Hey, willow is in trees down at the bottom of the map, so those are willow trees, if you will. Okay, let me click off of that because that lags everything. We'll scroll along, and here we can actually do this while we're here. Go in the other direction, select that, and split the road. There we go. Does that go all the way to the end now? It does. Okay, cool. I'm not old. Can you translate? Ouch. Ouch, random. They, Mr. Volvo is not cutting you any slack. Vivos and Sunburst to tie. Yeah, it's tough. I really enjoy both of them. I wish that by default the Vivos had a little bit more power, but I mean you can always make it yourself. You can make it more powerful yourself. Alright. Those are all right there. Nope, we gotta get to the right one. And then come here and split road. There we go. And oh, we're also, I didn't even realize we lost this part. So I'm going to come back to a straightaway and split roads, so it has a better chance of matching up. Gav, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Vivos is better. Well, I mean, just because it has a higher potential doesn't make it necessarily better. It's also how it uses that and how controllable it is. I find I usually don't need that much power because I usually can't control that much power. But that's just my lack of skill. Alright, so there we go. So that goes all the way to the end. Perfect. Alright, like I said, we'll go through and we'll fix some of the other detail stuff, you know, after I'm done using the Road Architect tool, because every time you put the Road Architect tool into editor mode and back into render mode, it re-renders all of the decal roads. Alright, so this one, okay, this one we can do a very snowy road here. BX is fun. I don't know. I don't think it's the best car, but I'm also not big into drifting. I don't know Gav is. The Tograk, even though it's crossover, I enjoy that. Well, a straightaway is a straight section of track, but in fewer words. Alright, so back to the Road Architect. Put it back into this. Drifting. Gav, drifting is not the way forward. Drifting is the way sideways. Alright, we're going to drag that over here so I can see. New spline road. Alrighty. We're putting in lots of nodes on this one so that it's not straight. and you'll see why in a second. Oscar the Grouch, thank you for the follow. Alright, so now I want to come back into terraform controls and terraform that to there. And then I need to come back into layer controls and add new layer. Once again, 25 for the texture length, and this one is going to be Snowy Asphalt Road 2. And then we do that exactly again, but on the other lane. And then in a moment, I can click that button. Oscar the Grouch is a Muppet. Well, at least the namesake is a Muppet. I don't know this person well enough to say whether they personally are a Muppet. Alrighty. So, we'll have some cleanup work to do on this one, but yeah, get the layers situated. Let's see, how that working always breaks and it never saves right. Yeah, so Gav, I still have issues with it saving, so what I plan on doing is after I'm done with this today, I'm going to copy all of these items that are inside of like Road Architect 1. Oh, there's no roads in that one. Road Architect 2. All of these decals, I'm going to copy and duplicate them. And then I'm going to delete the Road Architect stuff. And then I think that should work. I really, really hope that that should work. How difficult was it to fix Snowtrax due to the 0.36? Not easy. There was a lot of work to do with regards to... Oh, we can leave this one snow, actually. Or snowy rock. So I was using a bunch of things that came from West Coast, and it did not like the, switching up, doing all that. Oh, let's see, where's... I gotta find it right. This one. There we go. So, yeah, that I had to go through and remap materials on a bunch of stuff. I still have a lot of work to do. I mean, I have... Right now, if you play on my map, and then you go without turning the game off, you go in and play on West Coast, a bunch of stuff doesn't work. Like, a bunch of materials won't work, and you have to restart BeamNG. But restarting BeamNG, then it will work again. So, to get rid of that, I'll need to go through line by line and adjust every material, basically. Alright, so that's a good start. Euro Truck Simulator. I've played American Truck Simulator, and I enjoy it, but I never really got into Euro Truck Simulator. Didn't I fix this? Not red patches I need. Not that. Snowy asphalt. There we go. Okay, where does it stop? Right here. Yeah, so yeah, made by the same company. American Truck Simulator I found very enjoyable because it drives on the same side of the road that I'm used to, which I think, well, I guess a lot of Europe Truck Simulator does. But then also kind of trucks I'm used to and on roads I've actually been on, which is kind of neat. Hey, Gav, thanks for stopping by. Go get some sleep. I know it's late there. Yeah, so at anything that you're using from West Coast is probably going to be an issue. Like for me, these fences, the bleachers, and things like that, the Jersey barriers, I had to retexture the tires. I had to retexture like all of that stuff. I guess it is only UK that drives on the wrong side of the road over there. So, Mike, yeah, petrol station. I thought about that. I might just drop some, if I can find some like little cabins, or maybe try using the building architect tool, make some little cabins to add onto this map. But I'm trying to make it fairly like rural. So I don't know. All right, so this we want to do. You know what? This we might just come in here and change that. And we will change that to Snowy Asphalt Road 2. And there we go. Leave it like that. I think that looks good. And then we might just do the same thing for this. So let's... you know what? We'll use a road architect for this one. Alright, so new spline road. We will come off. We'll move that and make that a little less harsh, but there we go. And while I'm in here, terraform that to the road and add those layers. So that's a layer 25 Snowy Asphalt 2, and then another layer 25 -1 and Snowy Asphalt 2. Australia, New Zealand, Barbados also drive on the correct side of the road to... I mean, of the two sides of the road that you can drive on, only one of them is technically the right side, and that would be the right side. Now, that being said, there actually are some other places like St. Thomas in the Caribbean, which is part of the U.S. Virgin Islands, drives on the left side of the road. And there's some other places that used to be like part of like British Virgin Islands or in British territories that drive on the left side of the road. And there's actually a couple places that used to drive on the left side of the road, and then whenever they pulled away from England, they ended up switching and going to the right side of the road. But some of them still have cars, like still all drive cars that are right-hand drive, which that is just like the worst of both worlds. Hey, how's it going, Zach? Alright, so let's go ahead and come in here and split roads. There we go. Okay, we're gonna try to fix that by splitting this right here. And I don't know what's going on with all those, but we will just... Oh, I think I do know what's going on with all of those, and I didn't really need to do that, but I think I just needs a little smoothed out. Let's go to terrain control, really smooth. There we go. What do I prefer, YouTube or Twitch? For streaming or for watching my watching whenever I'm just doing my own thing? Actually, and I don't know why I asked, because I'm pretty sure I think the answer for me for both is YouTube. I'm just more used to YouTube. I'm monetized on YouTube, so that helps me in terms of wanting to stream on there. I have no clue why that is. Oh, that's probably the tire tracks. Okay. Yeah, posting on. Yeah, YouTube I have more control. I can send stuff at a higher quality. So that's, I have a slight preference because of that. But I mean, hey, I'm happy to have people follow me on anything, because it lets me have fun and feel like people appreciate what I'm doing. Mr. Volvo, thanks for stopping by. Get yourself some sleep. Alrighty. Rid of road patches. You know what? We're going to open up Road Architect again. And on this road, bring it back over here. This road condition, we will say the condition's bad, but we're going to do no repair patches. Welcome back to YouTube, Mike. Alrighty. I thought I told it no road patches. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, so this one, and when we come back down here to road conditions, yeah, patches 0, potholes 0. Yeah, I don't know, but then come up to nodes and delete the last node. There we go. Oh, I got some thunder going on outside. Alrighty. I don't know. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Hopefully I don't lose my power and stuff, but I guess we'll find out. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of thunder out there. Okay, so it should be this one and come back to here and split the road. There we go. Alright, you guys can't hear it. And that's probably for the best. It means all my audio filters and stuff are working well. But yeah, definitely loud lightning and thunder. Well, bright lightning, loud thunder. Alright. So that goes up to there, that goes to there. We need to do one more here. Oh, come on, game, catch back up. Alright, so this isn't good. BeamNG just crashed. Well, crap. Because, do you know when the last time I saved that was? I don't know either. Which is Oscar the Grouch in real life. Oh, thank you, Lady C. I've been called worse. So, how much of this do I have to redo? Probably a lot. I don't think it autosaves. Okay, so that road is in, that road's in. That's a road that I still needed to do. Alright, so I gotta do the road out to the lake. The road to this. Oh, that was simple enough. And then... oh no, we don't have any of this road. Wait, we do have this road, but then... oh. We have this road, but we don't have the texture underneath it. Wow, that's a lot of stuff that didn't happen. Oh, is it Lady C's fault that we had to crash? It's a terrain tool, and we need to terrain painter and go to asphalt 2. So, yeah, most of the stuff that hey, Random Minds became a member. Thank you, Random. Appreciate it. Looks like a lot of this stuff we gotta redo, but that's alright. Oh, I hear rain hitting off the solar panels on the roof. Is Lady C still just watching without audio? Getting blamed for BeamNG crashing? Losing all sorts of stuff? All sorts of work. Mike, I'm pretty sure that is the case. Yes, I need to be better about saving often. Whoa, 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 Mike. I didn't say that it was her fault. You guys said it was her fault. Throwing me under the bus like that. Trying to get me in trouble. Pretty sure I am not the first person that said it was Lady C's fault. I was just reading a comment. Yeah, right there. Mike Jeffries, blame Lady C for her comments and the crash. And then Mike is saying that I said that. Yeah, that's right, Mike. It wasn't you at all saying that. It is amazing how laggy doing stuff in the road editor can be. Oh, hey, my phone just told me that I'm streaming on Twitch and I can manage it from my phone. Well, thanks. That's only an hour late. Mike, I did say it, but I did not. I wasn't the one that suggested it to be true. But you are correct. I did say it out loud. If you guys want, I can just stop. I can, start ignoring your messages. Save it. Thank you. That is going to be chat's job, is every 5 minutes or whatever, remind me to save it. Oh, this is all bumpy again. And now, because it crashed and opened back up, I don't know that I can see this as a road architect thing. Actually, let's take a look at that right now. Yep, I have no roads in the road architect. So, if you save it as a session, you can go back and open it back up, but I didn't save it as a session and I didn't know it was going to crash. So that means I'm going to have to come in here and flatten this stuff by hand. I can't just use the tool. So you don't want me to ignore the chat, Mike? Alrighty. Now the nice thing is I can let there be some snow on the edges and stuff like that because it is a snowy road, and if you come across a patch that is a little bit slick and kicks up a little bit of snow from your tires, well then that actually makes sense. Yeah, so all of this is alright, you know what we're going to try to do? We're going to do mesh road editor, and we're going to place one from here. Oh, let's see, we want to do 10. No, I want to do 14, I believe. And then place it from here. Not 14. Maybe it is just 10. That'll work. And I can do that. And then we can come to terrain control and subtract mesh. Actually, we might need to move that down a little bit. You watch for the sound, you'll hear him back because he's reading my comment out loud. Thanks for clearing that up. Okay, so that looks like that should do better. And then save it, thank you. Alrighty. So mesh road can go away. I'm gonna have a lot more work to come in here and smooth this now. Oh, that road isn't. You know what? We can use flatten. Nope, can't use flatten. I can use set height. Terrain height picker there. And where's the not average height, set height. There we go. That'll work. We'll come in and we'll smooth that stuff out later. Mike, thanks for clearing up the mess that you created. Alrighty. You are correct, Mike, that they won't be totally smooth, but they also won't be this bumpy either. So we'll have to come back and smooth that. But we can at least make progress. Well, on a positive note, since I had all that issue, I also had, they're no longer part of the Road Architect tool. I can come in here and do all the cleanup work that I needed to do. Save it. Thank you. Okay. So now I can actually come in here and like split this to here. Grab that. Bring this back to here. Grab this. We'll just delete that one and then bring that back. It looks like there is a duplicate. Looks like there's... Oh, nope. And then we'll bring that like that. Okay. Do the same thing over here. Bring that back. And got to get these lines. I want this white line. Why do you tell me that that's not something I can select? Yielded stop signs. Oh yeah, that's down the road. I have a lot to do beforehand. Gonna get all these actually laid out and put in first. That'll be something at the end. Okay, so that can go to here. Can we select? Oh, we had it for. There we go. To there. Now, can we select this one again? I'm not sure which ones to use. I think it might depend on the road. Like the two main roads that come together, which is this intersection right here. I might do a stop sign just on this T here and then like let that one go through. And then whenever we put the one in that's going to Y off of it, I might just use a yield sign, or as you would call it, a giveaway sign. Alright, so where's that? And then let me look at, there we go, white line. And we can bring that back to there. I don't know why it doesn't want me to actually select that with the tool, but it's good enough for the moment. Delete that. Bring that there. That means I have another one down here. Not that one. Not that one. That one. Just delete that. Save, thank you. Okay, so then yellow. Oh, it's yellow, discontinue, delete, and that'll go to there. Hydrate, good call. Open up that water bottle. Oh, it's still cold too. Alright, so I really wish it would let me come in here and just like I can highlight these and select them. I can highlight this and select them, but for some reason this road doesn't want me to be able to select it using that tool. So we'll just come back in here and go to snowy asphalt. Snowy asphalt. I gotta find this one. So we can delete that. Oh, there's double on here. See, this is why I don't like... I love the idea of the road architect, but man, it never does what I want it to do. Okay, so I can do that. I can come in here and we can do 5 on there and then stretch that. And there we go. Save it so he doesn't lose everything if it crashes again, yes. Keep saving. Lady C, thank you for not saying anything else mean. And Mike, I am drinking water. Wonderful H2O. Oftentimes I may have other stuff, but tonight it is water. Alright. So, at least I was able to get that cleaned up. I can actually go over to the other side and clean up the ones I had done earlier while we're in cleanup mode, since they're no longer in the Road Architect, before I open up the Road Architect again and have it cause me more issues. Little trick, if you're hovering over and there's a bunch of stuff there, your scroll wheel on your mouse will cycle through them. I can split that. I can bring this back to here. Grab this one, bring it back to here. Grab this one, delete that, and bring that one up. And looks like we have maybe another duplicate there. Delete. Maybe more than one duplicate. There we go. Okay. It won't let us grab the white line again. Water's a good choice. Drink of champions. I mean, drink of most people if we're honest about it, because, you know, everyone needs to have water. Okay. Now to find... Perfect. That white line right there. Hey, evening Blackbird, how's it going? Okay, we need to find this other white line. Once again, it would be great if I was able to just click on it like you're supposed to be able to, but for some reason that isn't working. Where did it put this other one? I wish I could just do that. Alright, so that one right there. There we go. So Blackbird, I had made a few new tracks. Right now I am working on putting in roads between all of the tracks. And then I was using a road architect tool, had the game crash, and then now everything that was in the road architect tool is just a decal road and have to do it all by hand. And lost a bunch of stuff. And yeah, it is what it is. Alright, let's change this to yellow discontinue. There we go. Okay, we need to take this one is red patches. I don't care about that one. This one is red patches. I don't care about that one. This one is road invisible. I don't care about that one. This one is a snowy asphalt road. That's the one I care about. And we will do 5 and a 5 there. And then it looks like we have another snowy asphalt over here, which, let's see if we can. Keep forgetting to do something important. I keep forgetting to hit save. And now I gotta find this one, that one right there. And that's going to go like that. And then this one, we want to do 5 and 5 on that. There we go. Oh yeah, now I'm hitting save a whole bunch. And I usually hit save multiple times when I hit save because I never trust it. Alright. So we're getting there. Yeah, thunderstorm outside, although the thunder has died down a bit, which is good. Because, yeah, I don't need to be losing power and losing even more work. I did save it, Mike. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this tree now so I don't forget to do it later. Forest item. Select. Delete. Okay. Okay, I am going to clear that. Can I come in here? And then this one we copy it over. And we're going to, let's see, open up snowy asphalt road, and texture length of 25. There we go. You're gonna be mean to me tomorrow. Of course you are. Random, you're probably getting the same lightning and thunder that I had not long ago. So the tire mark's clean. That is hidden is the one that I would need to copy and paste. And then I can come back up to I thought I could just come back up to the one that's hidden, but well, we'll get back to that. For now, we'll go to, nope, not that, New Mesh Road. Oh, why do I make it so hard on myself? There 71, never actually saw one flying. Nice plane. Wondering what replaced it. There's probably so much that we will never know about things like that. Those are dirt tire tracks. I don't want dirt tire tracks. I'm saving it again, but I didn't really do much. I'm looking for... It's not this one. Hydrate. Alrighty, so let's thought it was called tire. What was it called? Scroll. Road rubber double, no. Tread marks, that's what it was called. Can we not make me pee my pants? I'd really prefer not to pee my pants. That would be ideal. Okay, so this one can be made snowy asphalt road, and then go to 25 on that, and then this one can come back. There we go. And we're gonna go back to looking at yellow and double disconnect. Both of those are going to become just the regular disconnect. Yellow discontinue, I mean, there we go. Alright, so this one stops, so we will split it and it will continue. Alrighty. We'll save it. Full bladder thunderstorm return, so okay. Let's go back to terrain tools, and since we know this is a big mess, Just come in here and use the really smooth tool. There we go. Give that a second to figure that out again, I guess. There we go. American jet never seen in America. Get that smoothed out. Okay. It's a section it just fixed before it crashed. Yep, pretty much. I gotta fix it all again. Hey Justin, how's it going? We're just fixing a whole bunch of stuff that I already did, and then it crashed, and I had not saved it. So we get to do it all again. So much fun, you get to do it twice, right? That's how that goes. Alright, so that will be a, that'll get us started with that. Alright, so back to before I do anything else, save. Decal, road editor, split the road. Does that take us all the way to the end? It does, okay. So then, let's clean up this a little bit. Go like that. Like that. Don't forget to save it. I will just keep saving it. And once again, it's not going to let me grab that because it wants to be annoying. Alrighty, so gotta find that white line. It theoretically should be near the bottom, I would think. There's that one. And then that we are going to go ahead and fade that out at the end. Okay, where's there's the other one. Fade that out. Yeah, so Mike, you know, I think it crashed. If I have this on Decal Road Editor and I right click to move my mouse and I go over top of it, you see how it stutters as it goes over top of it? It does not like crossing over that. And it really should be like if you right click and you're moving the camera, it should not be trying to select the stuff. Who puts a tree in the middle of a racetrack? Well, you missed it earlier. I showed off my new soapbox track / uphill track, and it in fact, does have a tree in the middle of it. Multiple trees, in fact. There we go. So that'll be good enough. Okay. The far end of this. Let's see where. Let's click back to that. So, see, like if I'm in like the object selector tool, no more lag. So I want to look to see where the snow texture or the tread mark texture disappears. And looks like they are both right there. So then if I can find, let's see, that is the road invisible. I don't want that one. That is snowy asphalt road. So I can click there, split the road there, and now it'll continue on. And that's okay. So then I want to find. Oh, it's not going to let me find the tire tread one, is it? Oh, there it is, tread marks. So we'll come back to this one and split it there, and now that continues. Now I got to do it on the other side. Marshmallows. Ooh, now I want marshmallows. Alright, so here's a question. Marshmallows. What is the appropriate amount of darkness when you're toasting them over top of a campfire? Is it just a little bit like just starting to brown? Is it full on burnt? Is it you don't toast them at all? There we go. That's the one I want. And click there and split road. Alright, so now we get to fly along here again until it breaks again. Ooh, and I'm going to click off there and save it. And there we go. So we'll come back to where it's a little bit straighter. Decal road editor. Split the road. Split the road. Just eat them out of the bag. Crusty and black. See, I am a like golden brown is the ideal, but man, it is so hard to get them just like that. There we go. Switch back to that and save again. We're gonna really smooth that up a little bit. There we go. Okay, and then we need to do that. Do this. And set that to start end fade of 3. And there we go. The Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man, as made famous by Ghostbusters. Save it, thank you. That looks reasonable. I believe it is stay puffed. Alrighty, so this guy, we went in and we had just changed that to Snow 2. Snowy Asphalt Road 2. And we went to, okay, already has a 5 on there, so let's do that. Let's do this render priority down to like 13. There we go. And bring that onto there. Perfect. Stay puff, just P-U-F. Okay, I was a little wrong too. I thought it was P-U-F-T. Ever played Fluffy Bunnies? I don't believe that I have. All right, the road going out to this off-road trail. Should it be asphalt or snow? And if it's asphalt, should it be this kind of asphalt that's like just a dusting of snow? Or should it be this kind that's like lots of snow? Lucky Charms should be just the marshmallows. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that brings up an important question because I know this answer about Lady C. Cereal milk. Do you drink it whenever you're done with your cereal? I drink my cereal milk. I, in fact, quite enjoy it. But I'm curious, do most of you? Okay, we're going to just bring this back. Do my best Bob Ross impression here. Some nice little terrain painting. Of course. You drink the milk with the cereal. Nope, I like my cereal dry. That's all over the place. Like, so, you say you drink the milk with the cereal. Like, obviously, in the spoon, you're going to have cereal and milk. I think everyone except for apparently Blackbird is in agreement with that. But then when you have your last bite of cereal, chances are you are now out of cereal in your bowl, but you still have milk. And that's where the question is, do you then tip that bowl to your mouth like you're drinking out of a cup? Do you heat the milk and put on cornflakes? You will not see me heating milk. Last time I had cereal, I think I usually dump it in the sink. Probably used to at times though. See, it just seems like a waste to dump it in the sink. I mean, it's milk. Milk is tasty. Milk is arguably, potentially healthy for you in some aspects, and arguably not healthy for you in others. You use a spoon to drink the milk. After you're done with all the cereal, you're just going to spoon out the rest. What if you have a lot left? I mean, you can't always get that ratio perfect. So what if you have a lot left? Okay, we are just, I'm making an executive decision. We are going to do a new road here. And we're just going to go on top of what I had laid out previously. Tilt and tip, I agree. So, well, Americans do weird stuff, so I had to ask. I mean, we do some weird stuff, but yeah, so do you guys. So it goes around too. Random. Mr. Volvo was asking earlier. I know he's no longer in the chat, but he was asking if we're going to see this appear in one of your streams again, and I said I hope so whenever it's finished. We're going to save. Cereal milk certainly can be delicious. It does depend on the cereal, I think. Some taste better than others. Alright, so then this, we can do this start and end fade. We're going to go with 5 and 5. And then bring that over top like that. Is it raised to be polite and not drink out of the bowl? I get that, but at the same time, isn't it also polite not to waste stuff at the end? I think so, at least. Okay, we're going to bring this render priority down to like a 4, maybe a 3. There we go, so it's going on top of that a little bit. So, random, you'll have some more tracks. I'm going to hit save. There's some more tracks to bring in, to do your work your magic with. And we're going to hit save a couple times. And let's take a look at these tracks again. So random, you can take a look at this. Sugar on cornflakes or Rice Krispies or whatever. So I can't say that I know I've tried putting sugar on cornflakes, but if I'm going to do that, I might as well just get the like Frosted Flakes. So we have the Mount Willow Hill Climb. So we're going to have you go in there and put this in there random. I'm going to take a quick break from doing that to drive these and showcase them, because also it'll help my brain. I was reading the chat. I should have been looking at this. So this is just a fairly difficult uphill off-road hill climb that is not forgiving at all. And then going back down is even less forgiving. And yes, it's called Mount Willow because Willow, the dog, is on this map. And I'll show the willow. There's a willow down at the bottom and there's one at the top. I'll show the one at the top when I get up there. I did save it like 15 times before I closed out a road editor. Thank you, Mike. So like I said, very much unforgiving, rough mountainside track. Drink. I'll have water after this run. Whee! No wall riding downhill. You want to see me just make that turn without wall riding? Because it's funny, I didn't intend to make that wall easily rideable, but somehow it is smoother than the luge track. And there we go, and there is Willow. Alright, so I gotta drink the water. Alright. So let's run this going down, and I'll try not to wall ride for you. So it is a lot more dangerous going down. Bet I can't do that without wall riding. I can, I just gotta use a lot more of the brakes. Because that's a big... See, go like that. And bam, perfect. Perfect. You doubted me. Woo. Reverse entry. See, I can drift. Just not intentionally. So yeah. This was definitely made for going uphill, but I know people will race it downhill, so I need to put the spawn point at the top. Maybe I'll do that after I'm done running this. But yeah, the downhill definitely a little tougher. Oh, look at that transition into that transition. Whip it around, and I couldn't grab the grip to be able to pull that last one off. That stream is mean. Ooh, which one? The frozen ice on the top? Or the water down here that some cars it just like brings to almost a complete stop. Other cars, especially lifted trucks, drive right through it no problem. Yeah, this one right here. Whoa! That was fun. Yeah, they're not gonna like that track. Alright. Power's been out since before I was at the top. Oh, so you didn't even get to see it. Well, you'll see it soon enough. And then on top of that random, I also put in backside of here a wow, no wall ride challenge could definitely be possible with Race Manager. But there's a soapbox track here, and we won't run it both directions, but it is runnable back uphill as well. And this is actually, I mean, it's good as a soapbox, but I really enjoy driving this thing uphill. Mike, I wonder whose idea the stream in the mud was. But yes, I did put trees in this track just to be mean. Because there's a nice long straightaway and I needed something to make it more interesting. Thank you, Justin. I'm very happy with it for it being my first public map. Only a couple of the tracks are out so far, but I'm hoping to get pretty far with this tonight, and then hopefully by next week maybe be able to release a solid, solid rendition of this map. Thank you, Lady C. Look at that. I did not do the wall ride heading up the hill on this track either. And this is the finish line going uphill, and the start line for going downhill for... oh, look at that. I did make it. That's the start line for going downhill for the soapbox version. Chilling instead of cooking, yes. So yeah, that line right there, that is the finish line for going up the hill, because a lot of cars can't make it back up. But then the white line at the top is the start line for the actual soapbox, which I guess I can put that into neutral. So yeah, doing this as a soapbox is also pretty fun. It'll be a lot more fun with people and the draft. Most of the turns are pretty wide and sweeping, but there are a couple that will catch you off guard. And then if you're racing down with an engine, there's some that are a lot more difficult with an engine because you really have to brake. So imagine coming through here, drafting, passing, trying to pass somebody, and you're like, oh, I got to pass them. I'll go into this side of the trees, and then, you know, cut back through right up in there. That's the idea. Mike, it surprises me that you follow along as much as you do without having the game. Shadows is going to say that it absolutely sucks because that's his default for anything that I do. But Shadows has kind of gotten burned out on racing, I think, and hasn't really been joining the recording group for racing. So we'll have to see if we'll get him in whenever I do this. And I'm going to have to find a Wednesday or get those guys to come on and not Wednesday to try it out. So the inspiration for the theme of this map was this track right here. I love the Baja Rama track. Yeah, Shadows from the Fail Race crew. He was doing stuff with the recording group with Neela and Komodo for a while as well. But I think he's just gotten busy and has kind of dropped out on the non-racing, or on the racing stuff. But yeah, the Baja Rama track on Utah Extra is like a big, like, rough off-road track. And I actually wanted to commission Spieler, and then Lady C was going to actually commission Spieler to build a track like this. But then he is busy and it's never happened. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try to make my own. And why I did snow, I just thought it'd be fun to be slick and, you know, harder to turn. So I have a very rough track here that will beat up your cars, especially when you're racing at full speed. And then it just went from there. Added the figure eight with the ice crossover. Added a head-to-head track because after helping Z-Man with his. And then added a legit track. I watch YouTube as you don't have PC or console. I think that makes sense. I have a nice fishing village down here and a nice, call it the extreme off-road track. And it goes between the mud and the snow. And then over here we have another, the extreme off-road 2 track. Comes down, has even more mud. Which I think that mud is looking pretty darn nice, if I do say so myself. And some water. That is basically what I said, Blackbird. I mean, I had tried making maps a couple times in the past and had issues. Also, my PC was just having issues back then, so a lot of the map making issues stemmed from the PC issues. But I was like, you know what? I can do it. I don't have to save it, Mike. I haven't done anything since I dropped out of World Editor, but thank you. And then also have the Ice Luge track here. So just try to survive and get down to the bottom. It's pretty ridiculous. Alright, so we still... you know what? We're going back into World Editor. And we're going to find out... Okay, those are forest items. Delete. 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 And there's another one here. Delete. So I still have these random things. I started with a Spieler map as my base. And I still have these random things that I swear I delete and then they come back. And I don't know why. Have some more water. It is definitely tough to go up the luge track. I've had decent luck with the Rock Racer, I think it is. One of the Rock Basher variants. I swear, I keep deleting this stuff and it keeps getting brought back in. I don't know why. Maybe I'll have to ask Spieler and get some tips and suggestions. Okay, so we're gonna hit save. And then we are going to go here. I need a selection. And grab that spawn point. And we will copy and we will paste. And make sure just this one is selected. And we're going to snap that to terrain. Also, if you're ever doing this, on your keyboard, 1, 2, and 3 above, QWE, 1 is move, 2 goes to rotate, 3 goes to stretch. Very easy, quick, being able to, instead of having to go up here and find the buttons, it'll save you time. Okay, so this one is 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. I really should have renamed these, but I've come too far. We'll just copy. And now to make that actually show up, we're gonna come over here to mods. Unpacked, Snowtrax working levels, Snowtrax, info.json. And I'm just going to paste that right there. We're going to copy this one. And actually, we're just going to copy this one. Enter. Paste, copy, and there we go. Mount Willow, Deadly, Descent, and MWDD. What software do I use for creating and editing maps? Make it a hidden underground city. So creating and editing maps. So I used, for this one, I used GAEA for making the terrain file, the height map. Ash actually has a video on how to do that. And then Visual Studio Code is what I use now for editing all the files all the text files that I need to edit. Save that. And then Blender for 3D models. And that is a very good point, Mike. Lady C has a YouTube channel that has nothing posted on it, but I do encourage you all to nonetheless go and subscribe, because I think it's hilarious to have her get a bunch of subscribers despite not having any content. Alright, so that should be good. Save. We need a picture for this. Let's see. Speaking of the hopper, we'll try this. Oh, I don't want to do replace current. I can. There we go. Perfect. Photo mode. In case you're curious how I make my thumbnails, bring this way down. Move the camera back a little bit. And then normally I would mess with the depth of field, but we're trying to show this actually in the for the map. There we go. And normal. All right. And then we come back in here to screenshots today. And this will be a save as. And we are going to come back into mods, unpacked. There. We want this as a JPEG, and this will be called mwdd.jpg save, and that'll now be the preview image for that one. Now let's get youtube.com/play. And I think I can come right in here and then like this and hit send, and that should send to both Twitch and YouTube, I believe. Hey, Spieler! Can you show me around the map you're working on? Absolutely, Spieler. Alright. So, yeah, all of you guys, you should all know Spieler. Spieler, something I don't need an answer now. So I used one of your maps as the basis like we had talked about. And there's been forest items down here that I delete, and then, days later, it pops back up. Oh, thank you. I'm not going to try to figure out how to pronounce that, but thank you for following. So, Spieler, you're familiar with the Race Till Destruction map. You're familiar with the Figure 8 I think you're familiar with this head-to-head track and the ice luge. Oh, and also the track where we ended up on 2 wheels. New, we have a nice actual circuit. We also have, yeah, just this map, just adding a bunch of, so added a new off-road track that comes down to water level, a little fishing village and dirt and mud. Goes up into the snow. Another one over here that comes down into the water and dirt and mud and snow again. And then did a off-road uphill. Lady C, a member and a friend of mine in real life, wanted her dog Willow in here, so we got Willow in here. Thanks, Spieler. Appreciate it. This is a big hill climb that comes all the way up to here. And then what I did recently, since everyone's been on a kick of soapbox, we did a soapbox race down the mountain that also doubles going back up the mountain. And I love driving up this so much that we're gonna give this another go uphill. So like I said, this one works as a soapbox going downhill, or, you know, just race it downhill with engines. But I love sliding cars uphill on this thing. And in this little valley, got to dodge through the trees. They're gonna just make it a little interesting trying to pass people on the straight. So Spieler, someone asked me what the inspiration was for this map, and that part of the inspiration was you, because I was going to have you, I was going to commission a map from you with one part of this. Then you were just busy and the timing never worked out. So I ended up deciding, you know what, I'm just going to learn how to do this myself. And it's been a lot of fun. And then right here is a finish line for going uphill, because a lot of cars can't make it up to the actual start line for the soapbox. So that's been what's been added to this. What I started working on today. Yeah, someone in my chat said, F it, I'll do it myself. And that's basically what happened. So what I was starting to work on today was putting out these roads. And I was using Road Architect. And then I was doing a bunch of other stuff. And then, of course, it crashed. And I had not saved. And I lost a bunch of stuff. And then everything that I did in Road Architect is no longer accessible in Road Architect. But, yeah, so we're just putting in roads to actually get to all of the places. Oh, that's the other one that... Oh, no, that is in there. Okay, yeah. We got the... Oh, that needs to... Road Architect's super nice, but I have so much trouble with it in that if I try to save a session, it never likes to reload a session. And then if I No, I gotta get the right one here. Not that one. That's cracks. That's repair. That's road rubber. There we go. No, that's asphalt damage. Can I get to the... There we go. This. Bring that onto here. And I don't know if this is start or end, so we'll do both. Oh, no, it was... so, there we go. And then the other one. Yeah, it crashes so much. Show the willow track downhill. Alright, give me a moment. Let me finish doing this right here. That one right there. Nope. Nope. It's so hard to find the one that you want. Okay, there we go. And that one is going to be a 5 there. Why'd it go away? Oh, this one's actually on the other way. There we go. Alright, so you want to see... Mike, I did mention that... yeah, so, yeah, Spieler, there's some... I deleted them all at this point, again today. But there are forest items that you had in the map that I borrowed as my basis here. And I delete the forest items, but then sometimes whenever I open this back up to work on them, they're back. No clue why that's happening. Yeah, over by the lake is where that is. Yeah, like, this is from your map. I've deleted this multiple times before. I don't know why it popped up again. That's just the invisible road. I was like, what's that? So, alright, someone wanted to see coming down this as well. Alright, so we're going to save. Get out of here. Hey, Random. Thanks for sticking by as long as you did. And that Mike that wanted to see this again or show this off again. Yeah, so another willow at the top, of course. And this one was made as an uphill race, and man, it is horrible going downhill. But I know people are going to want to ride it downhill, so I made it, never mind, made it so that you could go downhill somewhat. But it is, you got to be on the brakes often on this if you don't want to die. Sorry, Mike, I didn't do that without hitting the wall that time. But drifting around that turn is so satisfying when you get it done right. So yeah, definitely a lot rougher in this direction. But... you know, I'll just call that a feature, not a bug. And, you know, the main thing is the hill climb, and then the spawn at the top is called the Deadly Descent for a reason. Spieler, thanks for sticking around. Yeah, I'm excited to get this to a point, hopefully in the next week or so, where I can send out a message to the recording team and we can try recording on some of the new tracks. And appreciate your help, Spieler. Not gonna save that, but landed it. Come on. There we go. But yeah, so we'll have to get the guys on some of these other ones. They'll all hate me, but that's nothing new. Did I break the gearbox? Yeah, make sure you're sub to Spieler if you are not. And if you have the money, go subscribe to his Patreon. You get extra maps, and even the public maps you get early. So go show some support. I pay for his Patreon. I think it's worth it. That's because that's a tough place, Mike. Go through the water. Oh, got real slow down that time. There you go. Yeah, if you have the game, Mike, that's right. I mean, you won't get any of the benefits. I mean, you'll get the tracks, you just won't be able to use them since you don't have the game. Alright. So let's get back to this. So this I am going to just do Decal Road. We're going to go 10. All right, there we go. Almost parallel parked. Just an idea, ramp into water. So someone else was suggesting earlier, have a ramp at the top of one of the mountains just as a big launch point, which will probably happen at some point. And maybe we'll do another ramp into the water. And it's funny because like the basic idea of this, I wanted to do a bunch of like lore friendly stuff that like makes sense as to why things are there. But then you realize just how ridiculous the world is. And, like, there's a town in Alaska that every year literally just goes and launches cars off of a cliff. So that is a legit thing that happens. It makes sense for it to exist. So it would make sense for it to exist in Beam as well. Okay, so we're going to, you know what, we're going to go like this, and we're going to add another one there, and that was the start, so we are going to do start tangent, yes, and then that way we can kind of go like that with it, and then we want to bring that render priority down to like 4, nope, 2. Yeah. There we go. That looks good. Long jump, ramp at the end. This isn't a friendly map to race on. Trees and soapboxers. There we go. So let me get out of that. So we got our track to there. We got our track over to this guy. We got a path to here. We need to redo the path to the lake. I think this is going to be another, you know what, we'll do mesh road editor for this one. definitely don't want that to be that rough. We're gonna move some trees. Hide a plane somewhere, a small blackbird. If you can find me a free to use low enough poly model of a blackbird, I would consider putting it in here. But that also doesn't seem extremely easy to do. Oh yeah, no material just because I did a new mesh road without any base material on it. But I'm not going to be keeping the mesh road here. I'm just using this to help terraform, help create the terrain. So we're going to go ahead and lower that. We'll just go like that and lower it to like that. And then what we can do is come into terrain tools and then subtract mesh. And now I can go along here and it'll lower the snow along this orange road and make it to the height of the bottom side of this. Yeah, and then the dog I was able to use because, you know, I don't really like AI in a lot of ways, you know. For some things it can take away real jobs from real people. Let's see, actually this side, we want to do this and then do this. And then do this. So like with the dog, I did use an AI service to get rid of, or to take an image and turn it into a 3D model. I will drink some water and I will save. All right, but yeah, so like for a Blackbird SR-71, you would want that to be at least somewhat realistic looking, which usually you don't necessarily get with a AI generated anything. All right, so now I did the terrain to that, and then we are going to use a plugin mod that I installed, Mesh Decal Road Convert, Mesh Road Get from Selection, and then convert to Decal Road. And now I can get rid of that mesh road, and I can come down to the decal road, and I can just say, hey, this decal road be snowy asphalt road 2, and then bam. All right, so we can close out of that. I can come in here to edit this, and we can go onto there. Fade. Actually, you know what? We might even fade that out a lot further onto the ice. I think that would make sense. Yeah. That looks good. And then for the other side, where did I have that? Right there. Alright, so that's this, and we will do 2 more things. We'll bring this one back and this one back. And then we will do a start tangent. And then I can bring that back and then break that. And then we want to bring this render priority down to 2, so it's up on top of that. There we go. Alright. So this, we're deleting this back a little bit, actually, and then bringing that over to like that. And I do not want that going over top of objects. Can we not? Where is over objects uncheck? There we go. And then that can now go underneath. There we go. And we're going to do a similar thing over here. Oh, Mike wants to know how Lady C is going to be mean to me. I don't even know, but I'm sure she will. Okay, so once again, come in here and where's the over objects uncheck? There we go. And then can we get this guy? That should be the same thing with this. Okay, this we are going to widen that out to 6, 8 maybe, or maybe 10. We also need to make that not over objects. And actually we will add another one. Never mean to me. Sure, sure, sure. Likely excuse. So that is not that, that is that. So we can pull this up and then try to get that fairly close, and that doesn't need to be that wide. Blackbird, I may try that out at some point, but no promises. Trying to make a model of that to put in here somewhere. Let's see, this is the one I need. Okay, we'll do the same thing with this side. Oh, that got all weird. Lady C is a great friend of mine in real life. She just likes to tease when she is able to about make jokes, etc. Often at my expense, but all in good fun. and all with my permission. There we go. Let's get this guy. We want the tires to come all the way up to there. And that'll be a 2. And then same thing with this side. And that'll be a 2 as well. There we go. That's looking reasonable. There we go. So that looks reasonable enough. You know what? I'm curious. 3.5. And we are going to make that tread mark clean with a 5 and a 5, and you can't even see them. There we go. And then we will grab that and go paste, 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 and no, put me all the way back at the top. Okay, so then you like that I can actually type on there and, you know, fend for myself and not rely on you guys, hoping that you won't, you know, lie about me. Could you do a bridge across an area with a road underneath it? Probably not, because I would have to get or make a 3D model of the bridge. But I mean, it's definitely something I would like to learn how to do, but that's fairly far down my the list for me. There we go. Now you get some tire tracks crossing over there. Hey, have a good one, Blackbird. Thanks for sticking around for so long. Appreciate it. Let's see. We're going to do a similar thing here with this road to try to make this look a little... So we're going to go from here to here to here to here to here. And then... do the same thing from here to here. And then coming down this way, do the same thing. So, that way. And go in that way. And then look at that. Not too shabby, huh? save. Alrighty. I think the Snowtrax, I'm fine with the snow stuff not having these. I think those are the only two that really need it. Everything else is fairly off-road stuff. Alrighty. So that was what I wanted to accomplish today, was getting these roads laid out. Ooh, I do want to in here, grab that, and we're going to do a split road there and a split road there, and then grab this road and delete. There we go. Hey Cap, how's it going? And thanks, Leo. Justin, thanks for sticking around. Hey Mike, I did a lot more than what happened before the crash. I mean, I did all sorts of other editing and stuff on here, so it's coming along. All right. Speaking of which, we're gonna hit save a whole bunch of times. There we go. Get that off of there. Hey, no problem. Thanks for joining at all, Cap. Doing good. We're just trying to get make some progress with this. Trying to clean up some of the things on this map so that I can hopefully sometime soon be able to come in here and actually, you know, get this thing out on the repo updated. Okay, so that's Snowy Asphalt Road 2 at the top there. Snowy Asphalt Road 2. We'll paste, paste, paste. And we will move that like that. And move that one to there and there. There we go. Hydrate. Thank you, Lady C. Yes, Cap, it probably will be annoying for you if you race here, because it'll be annoying for anyone that races on this track, or on this map. Alrighty. Let's see. Trying to find a... Oh, this right here. Oh, hey, look at that. I found some no texture. Terrain paint. Terrain painter. Are we on snow? We are on snowy. Perfect. That'll work. All right, so I forget who was asking for jumps earlier, but I think there we go. Seriously, it has nasty sections in the tracks. Hey, it's not that nasty. We will do one into the water as well. We will do a jump into the water as well. But for now, we are going to we'll just leave it like that, and we are going to go align with mesh up. Do this one first, and the middle one, and then the outer one, and then mesh roads go away for the time being. We use the really smooth tool. You know what? We do need these meshes again, and we are going to subtract the meshes. Trees and soapbox, that's nasty. It's not that nasty. I will do the save, and I will do the drink shortly. Yeah, I mean, the trees aren't that close. Okay, now we can get rid of these again and come back in and really smooth again. There we go. Oh yeah, most of these tracks are going to be very, very rough the first time you play them. Alright, so now I can bring these back and come back in, select that one, window, and this will be mesh decal road convert, get from selected, convert to decal road, and hide. Get from selected, convert to decal road, and hide. And get from selected, convert to decal road, and hide. See, I would probably be nice and give Komodo and Neil a warning that it's going to be rough so that they don't get too upset with me. Because I want to be able to continue to race with them and do my tracks and stuff with them. So I need them to have at least enough fun that they continue to do it. So we're gonna smooth this out, and then we have these, and these are going to go to my Snowy Asphalt Road 2. Okay, and then let's blend these together a little bit better. Actually, we'll just do that and that. There we go. Yep, so then save. We want to make that smoother. We're going to go with the flatten. And then we can go from flatten to really smooth. And that should get rid of a lot of that camber. Yep. Okay. Save F11. F7 our car over to here. Alright, we gotta get rid of that little bump there. Oh, that is satisfying. Try the middle one. We're gonna have to get rid of that bump as well. Also satisfying. And we'll do the last one. I want to smooth that out right there. Overall, I would say those are extremely satisfying. Okay, we want to get rid of the bump there and get rid of the bump there. And then okay, that's decent. Bring that up. There we go. So we have jumps. There is don't want to do this because I feel like it is not worth it, but I feel like I need to do it because I will be upset with myself if I don't. We're gonna go ahead and bring a road down here. It's exactly what I'm doing, Mike. Road to the jumps. Because I would be upset with myself if I didn't. But it's not getting a lot of effort because most people won't ever drive it. And if it existed, it would not be traveled on often. Alright, so I want to get over to this view. I go like that. And then we are first going to raise up to the mesh. I will save and drink as soon as I finish this. Thank you for the reminders. Thank you, Leo. As soon as I finish this, I will save and take a drink of my water. Alright. Save and water. This one, Mike, I think is just going to stay with just the Snowtrax, kind of like how the jumps are, because it's going to be very off-road. Alright, so then I want to subtract the mesh from all of this now. It was very convenient that there's this nice little erosion flow heading straight down from here. Alrighty. So then I can go ahead and select this, and we're going to go ahead and turn that, get from selection, convert to decal road, and hide this. And then we are going to go to decal road editor, select this, and this becomes Snowy Asphalt Road 2, that guy. And then we want to do a start end fade of 5 and 5, and then bring that on top of that. And then this one, we will also do a 5 and a 5, and then bring that on top, and there we go. And then now we just gotta smooth and fix anything that's wrong. So back to terrain. Mike, you stay up way too late. I hope you don't have any work or school or anything in the morning that is going to you know, come back and bite you for staying up so late. Alright, and then now we just smooth this out a little bit. Oh, and it didn't quite make it all the way. So we'll come right here and split the road. And add another one right there and do a end tangent so that I can angle that road. And then this one we can bring back, and there we go. Okay, just a night owl. I too am a night owl, but my job doesn't want me to be a night owl because they want me there early. As unfortunately, I make like $30 a month doing this, so I still have my day job. But don't get me wrong, I am thrilled that I make $30 a month doing this because not many people can make money doing this, and I am forever grateful for that. There we go. So just a big windy path up a mountain. Get you up here. So I get money for ads on YouTube. I don't get anything from Twitch, at least not at this point. But on YouTube, depending on how many ads people watch and who watches the ads, etc., I get money. Between all my videos and my streams combined, I make about and my channel memberships and everything, I make about $30 a month. It's a whole lot of effort for, you know, what, 2 large pizzas? But building a great community, having a lot of fun, and learning a whole bunch while I'm doing this. And you know what? At some point, maybe I'll get bigger and maybe I'll be able to turn this into an actual career. But even if that doesn't happen, I'm still absolutely enjoying the heck out of this. So, thank you, Leo. You have to skip ads during the stream. I get it. You do whatever you need to do. Like I said, I'm not relying on this, you know, to make my living. So if you're like, hey, I don't want to be watching streams, I get it. So thank you, Cap, but also everyone, Cappuccino Beam down there also does videos, and actually we may have recorded a video, so be on the lookout for whenever that gets edited and released. Thank you for lumping me into the same group as Cosmo. I take that as a huge compliment because Cosmo is a great guy. Okay, copy and paste this. grab this one. Toggle terrain. Alright, so yeah, that's what modding and map making both take so much more effort than people realize. And I get, like, people don't want to pay someone for mods or maps, and all my mods and maps are all free. But I get why people put in that much time and effort and do ask for, you know, something, just because it is a whole lot of time and effort. All right. Okay, so this is 122. We're gonna back into here. The video with Cap is done on one of the BeamNG maps, a vanilla map. It's not a custom map. So we did like a hide and seek type thing. I will be posting my turn seeking, and if you want to see the rest of it, you'll have to watch Cap's video. So, good way to try to push some traffic towards him. That's the goal, at least. I get to have fun, get to make a video, and he gets to hopefully get some new viewers and hopefully new subscribers. Okay, so this one will be snow jumps, and that spawn sphere is 1, 2, 2, and this will be SJ. Hey Leo, thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. Have yourself a good one. Okay, so that is now in there. Save this again. F11. Let's find a good vehicle to jump off of here. You know what? We'll take the gambler. We'll take this gambler off of there. Exactly, Mike. You know, always nice get content yourself, but then be able to, you know, direct people towards other creators and help people out. Let's try this one here. Speaking of which, I think hopefully this weekend Cosmo and I may be able to record a new build and race type thing. You know, that's the hope, at least. We'll see if everything works out right, but that's the plan, is for us to try to record something this weekend. That looks decent. Okay, open this up. Save as into the mod. Unpack Snowtrax levels. Snowtrax changes to JPEG and name that sj.jpg. Save. All right, and we will unpause it to enjoy the rest of that. Very satisfying. Look at that. I can drive away or right into a tree. All right. Now, here's the other thing that I don't know, and I'm going to have to probably move the asset browser so I can actually see from behind your chat. Oh, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Lady C. Appreciate it both. Save. All right, so oh, you know what? I think it's called ramp. None of those are really what I was hoping for. Let me check in there. No. That's what I was looking for. Yes. How big of a ramp do we want at the bottom of that hill? Probably not super big, right? Like, kind of make it look like it was almost like a pier that has gone wrong. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate the kind comments. Okay, we're going to take that and we're going to narrow that down to about 8. Ooh, maybe even like 5. So, I mean, Willow's overlooking the this, so we'll call it the Willow Lake or the Willow Sea. Okay, so save, and then fly back over there. There we go. you're saying angle it slightly. Let me see how that feels. Oops, I rotated that too much. We need to smooth out the terrain there. Save now and drink. Yes, I will. I don't know that I have a picture real handy without having to dig through stuff for Willow. Lady C, if you send me one, I can share it. But I don't want to try to dig through stuff at the moment. Okay, let's try this again. You know, I like that. It's not over the top. It's not ridiculous. It's just a little fun. Yep. And good calling out, because I also like it because it gives like a reason of, oh, why does this exist, this road? Because there is a pier on this end. Oh. Alrighty. Then we are going to go to Forest Tools. I can bring the asset browser back down here. And we are going to go with trees dug for winter. We will paint, and we will do a low density. We want lower density than that, just to put some More trees throughout. I think Lady C's dog does absolutely love me. Like, her dog likes her. But then I come over and her dog's just like, hey, we're best friends forever. No, I would never sneak a dog treats. And the reason why is because then the dog always wants my food, and I don't like giving up my food. I like eating my food myself. Alright, so there's actually some space over here to do another something if I want to later, but for now I think we're just gonna continue with some trees just to oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Click back. See, I don't have a dog. I don't carry around dog treats. I would have to get them from Lady C. Alright. Oh, no, we don't want them inside the track. We do want them outside. I'll go in off stream and you know, clean up trees in terms of get rid of ones that end up where they shouldn't. But figured we'll just get some of these trees up here just to help make the map feel a little more complete. All right. And I'm going to hit save like 15 times. And with that, guys, I think we're going to call it there for the night. This is, I think, pretty close to being ready to go public. Again, like the latest version. So, as always, thank you all for watching. Thank you to all the members and subscribers. Thank you for everyone that followed me on Twitch, because that's a new thing for me, and I appreciate all of the help with that. You know, getting to the point where maybe I can make a few dollars on that too. Am I well? I sound gravelly. I am tired. It's been a long day. But, well, not really sick, but thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Bazu. And also, hello, Garden. And, yeah, let's see. We, once again, shout out to Mike, who joined as a member last week. We have, Lady C, of course, is the original OG member. And Random Minds joined as a member today as well. So, lots of exciting stuff. I appreciate it all. Thanks for joining the Discord as well. And with that, I'm going to say thanks everyone for watching. Have yourself a good one. Peace.